Our next guest is June Howard. June and her husband Ed owned and operated the Boulderado from the beginning of 1961 to 1967. They came here from Kansas, and they were good friends with the previous owners, Bill and Winnie Hudson, for whom the hotel was gifted as a wedding present in 1940. Ed Howard's oral history interview from 1999 can be accessed through the Carnegie Library and was the inspiration for me to put together this event today. June, I remember you telling me a story about the day that the restaurant didn't open. Will you please tell us a little about that experience?
Yes, first a bit of background. During the 50s, Bill and Winnie were not a bit interested in the hotel, and there were few guests because the interstate highway system had come in and people stayed in motels. Anyway, Ed agreed to manage it for a year to see if he could make it work, and there were a number of problems, but there was really
a leaky roof.
Really a crisis the day the restaurant didn't open. The manager disappeared during the night. We found out later he had indicated he was leaving to one of the waitresses, but no one else knew, and certainly not the poor old vendors, farmers supplying eggs and potatoes who were left unpaid. Anyway, the help stayed on and sort of told Ed what he needed to do. And Ed, meanwhile, was pleading and urging his friend Fred Shelton, who had the Columbine Cafe down on Pearl Street, to come and take over the restaurant. After a few weeks, Fred did, called it Fred's Steakhouse, and because of Fred's wonderfully magnetic personality and a good restaurant operator, groups started meeting there regularly, coffee groups and clubs and so forth, and it did very well. Ed and Fred were very good friends and continued to work together. A Denver Post columnist wrote, Fred used to say, "Come on down and eat with Fred." Now he includes, "and sleep with Ed."
So on that particular day, did you become a waitress, a hostess?
Yes, yes.
A little of everything?
That's true. I worked at the desk, and the telephone exchange thing with all those wires was a terrible puzzle. and I'd go down to the restaurant with my high heels ready to be a hostess and end up being a waitress. But everything looked up after Fred took over the restaurant.
Nice. Thank you so much.